I said, my number one goal is to never watch porn again.
One of the more bizarre chapters in recent American criminal history has come to an end.
Same with pornography. You start out with tame stuff, and little by little, you go up to more and more extreme acts.
The end for Ted Bundy, a 42-year-old killer who left a trail of at least 20 murders from one end of the country to the other.
But digital porn is available anytime, anywhere, unlimited amounts. You could pirate it or get it for free.
Came in the electric chair of Florida State Prison, an execution ordered after state and federal appeals were exhausted.
In its availability and its extreme forms, it's a very potent stimulus.
Like basically, I was a normal person.
My dirty little secret was that I was addicted to pornography for years.
I wasn't some guy hanging out at bars or a bum or...
Except I hated one thing. I hated that it was a porn addiction. Like, why couldn't I get another addiction?
I wasn't a pervert in the sense that, people look at somebody and say, I know there's something wrong with him, and just tell.
It's now possible for a young man to look at more beautiful nude women in one day than any man has ever seen, prior to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, than any man in history had ever seen.
I led a normal life, except for this one small but very potent and very destructive segment of it that I kept very secret and very close to myself and didn't let anybody know about it.
That's not nothing. That's something. And to think that doesn't do anything to you, it's like, no, that likely does something to you.
My experience with, I'd say, pornography generally, but with
modern porn, aimed almost universally at men, has hijacked our sexuality in a way that our evolutionary brains were never equipped to handle.
Pornography that deals on a violent level with sexuality.
And a growing body of research is shedding light on some of the effects that widespread consumption of porn may be having.
Once you become addicted to it, and I look at this as a kind of addiction, like other kinds of addiction, I would keep looking for.
Given this, it's no surprise that porn has been connected to everything from infidelity to divorce, but it also has other effects.
More potent, more explicit, more graphic kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder, something which...
It's been shown to increase acceptance of violence against women, and while clearly everyone who views porn is not a rapist, it's been shown to act as a predictor of rape on college campuses.
It gives you a greater sense of excitement, until you reach the point where the pornography only goes so far.
The ordinary people were clearly excited by porn, as you'd expect. The compulsive users' brains were twice as active in their ventral striatum, just like addicts responding to drugs or alcohol.
I'm no social scientist, and I haven't done a survey. I mean, I don't pretend that I know what John Q. Citizen thinks about this. But I've lived in prison for a long time now.
What pornography does is it puts a straitjacket on our mind to say, no, this is the only thing I'm interested in.
And I've met a lot of men who were motivated to commit violence just like me. And without exception, every one of them was deeply involved in pornography without question.
But already, the results are painting a pretty scary picture. It might be early days, but this research seems to show that porn can be addictive.
Those of us who have been so much influenced by violence in the media, in particular pornographic violence, are not some kinds of inherent monsters. We are your sons and we are your husbands.
If that's the case, and we allow our children free access to online porn, that's like leaving heroin lying around the house.
And we grew up in regular families, and pornography can reach out and snatch a kid out of any house today. He snatched me out of my home. It snatched me out of my home 30 years ago. Well-meaning, decent people will condemn behavior of a Ted Bundy while they're walking past a magazine rack full of the very kinds of things that send young kids down the road to be Ted Bundys. That's the irony.